This video is about dividing fractions. The goal is I can divide two fractions and I can divide a fraction by a whole number. Let's start with the review exercises. The directions say solve each of the following. So for number 1, we have an equation. So we want to solve our equation. So I want to get all the x's on one side of the equation. So I'm going to move the 2x over by the 6x. So I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides of the equation. 6x minus 2x is 4x, plus 3 is equal to 2x minus 2x is 0, and then we have 10. Next, I'm going to move the 3 over onto the other side of the equal sign next to the 10 to try and isolate that 4x, so I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0. So now we have 4x is equal to 7. And next we're going to divide both sides by 4. So our answer is going to be x is equal to, and I'm going to leave this as a fraction, 7/4. Number 2, first thing I'm going to do for this problem is I'm going to combine like terms on the left side. So I have 13x minus 4x, which is 9x, and then I'm going to combine my numbers. I have a positive 5 and a negative 7, which is a negative 2, and then equals 4x plus 9. Next, I'm going to subtract 4x on both sides of the equal sign. 9x minus 4x is 5x, so 5x minus 2, 4x minus 4x is 0, so it's equal to 9. Next, I'm going to add 2 on both sides of the equation. So now I have 5x, negative 2 plus 2 is 0, equals 11, and now I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And now we get the fraction x equals 11/5. Now let's talk about dividing fractions. So first thing that you're going to do is you're going to keep the first fraction exactly the same. The second thing is you're going to change the division sign to multiplication. And then the third step is you're going to take the reciprocal of the second fraction. And what reciprocal means is to flip the fraction. So for example, number 1, we have 2/3 divided by 1/2. So I'm going to rewrite 2/3. That stays the same. First fraction stays the same. I'm going to change the division sign to a multiplication sign. And then I'm going to flip the second fraction. So instead of 1/2, it's going to be 2/1. Now I'm going to multiply the numerators and the denominators. 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 1 is 3. So my answer is 4/3. Number 2, I'm going to keep the first fraction the same, 4/7, change division to multiplication, and then 2, remember, is the same thing as 2/1. So when I flip that, that's going to become 1/2. Now I'm going to multiply my numerators and denominators. So 4 times 1 is 4, and 7 times 2 is 14. Now I want to simplify this fraction, so I'm going to divide both the numerator and denominator by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. So my answer is 2/7.